Hey guys, welcome to the video 7S26 Simon. Today we're going to take a look at DriftingBlues6. Now, I did record this and it took me 30 minutes to get into this box and get root access. Not that I really care too much about the time, but unfortunately I paused the video as a family member was coming into the room where I do these recordings. And, well, I thought I'd paused the video, I hadn't, and it turns out it captured the whole conversation. And I figured, do you know, I'm just going to record the entire thing again, and it's probably a good thing because it's going to be a quicker video rather than 30 minutes of me wondering what to do. Okay, so here goes. So I got the IP for the machine, Drifting Blues Tech, and as always, I do tend to check the comments when I start these boxes. I looked at this particular comment and it led me to a page called vmlist or vvmlist.github.io. Now, I've never come across this before, but it's quite cool. I quite like it. So I typed in the name of this machine, Drifting, and if you scroll down here, DriftingBlues6, it kind of gives you a hint as to what is going to be involved. So brute force, decrypt, decode, etc., etc. It didn't help me too much because you're kind of still, you're still wondering where to go from here. So the next step was to go to robots.txt, and then it gave me a kind of interesting path. Now, in this path, it said that you shouldn't forget to add a zip extension to your directory brute force. So it was at this point I did a gobuster command, and I did gobuster directory, and I pointed it at the URL. I give it a word list, and then I just told it to, I actually think I got rid of this in my final command, I'm pretty sure. Just let me run this again. And ultimately what I did, let me just make this a bit bigger. Here we go. So I got spammer.zip. So I then downloaded spammer.zip. I'll just go directly to that link. So spammer.zip. And it lets you download a zip file. Now, of course, as you can imagine, it wasn't just a case of, getting a text file out of it. It was a tiny bit more complex, but essentially the password, it was MySpace4. So you then go into the creds, and it gives you the creds to log into the it gives you the creds to then log into the application, which was that one we had before, pattern. Text, where did I find that? Text pattern / text pattern. Which takes you here to this part of the application. So essentially Mayor and cat creds and Lionheart. If I type in Lionheart, hit login, and just okay all of this. At first I did try a web shell, but that just wouldn't seem to work. So I went to Contents and Files, and as you can see, I uploaded a PHP 5 web shell, PHP, and none of that seemed to work. So I then went to this file here. This is PHP bash. And this was kind of trial and error. I just typed in files here, and it does actually show you all of the files on the system. So I uploaded this one here. It's called PHP bash. And this allowed me, if I just do a clear, this allowed me to just simply run. First of all, I did just this command here. I just checked that it was possible to connect to this machine. and then I simply got my my reverse shell. It was at this point I decided I wanted to run this command here. I'm just going to copy it because it's a bit quicker for the video. So if I paste that in, you can see I've now got a local, just a limited shell running as the www data. And then it was at this point, if I cd over to temp, what I actually did was I ran this command here, and I was able to see that there was actually an exploit, and it was this one here. And it was a local privilege escalation, and I've actually ran into this one before. I've run this exploit before on another machine from VirtualBox, from Vulnhub. So simply at this point, I went over, let me just take a look. I don't know if I've still got it running. I think I might have closed. Yeah, I've probably closed the window. No problem. Let me just see. Did I put it on my desktop? I can't remember. Let's go into my downloads. Okay, I think it was that one there, that 408. Okay, so all I need to do is just run sudo -3 -m http.server, and then we'll give it port 8000. So all this does, it just serves up a port, serves up a web server. So I can just simply do a wget. We're in the right folder, aren't we? We're in temp 192.168.5.176, and I'm just going to take that file 408.39.c. Connection refused. Oh, it's my fault. So wget 192.168.5.176, port 8000, and then the actual file itself, so 408.39.c. Nice. Okay, so all you need to do from here is just follow the instructions. So let's run gcc -pthread dirty, sorry, not dirty, because in our case it's got this file name, -o dirty -lcrypt. Okay, and then all we need to do is just run that file. And that should have worked. So what I've just done here, I've just entered the password of fire, and it has, hopefully, if I just connect up again, if I just go to files, php bash, and just one more time, if I run this command. Okay, ID. And then all we need to do, I'm just once again going to run that Python command, switch user over to, what's it called, fire. And you can see we are running as root. Now, something I quite like to do is, in this particular case, I would quite like to change the password of root. Root doesn't exist, so cat, etc. password. Okay, so we don't actually have we don't necessarily. We've got this Firefox. What I sometimes like to do anyway, and this is probably a good tip because we're only 9 minutes into the video, so this is probably a good tip. So create a root user in Linux, and yeah, create a sudo user. This might do. So let's just see if this I don't know if this, I don't even think this is Ubuntu, it might be, I'm not sure. But yeah, I sometimes like to create another user. So let's just, for the sake of it, let's do this, and I will tell you why afterwards. So add user. Let's create this user called hacker. Enter Unix password. Hacker. Is that incorrect? Yes, it is. Okay. Now what we're going to do, don't forget we're currently running as the root user now. We're running as root. So usermod ag sudo hacker. Okay. So let's just test something out. So if we switch user over to hacker ID, okay, we are in the sudo group, but if we look at hacker, you'll see that we're currently we're not running directly as root. But if we do a sudo who am I, bash sudo bin bash who am I, sudo no such file or directory. Okay, so I just checked another site just to check what the issue might be, and it looks like sudo isn't actually, it's not working or it's not installed. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm kind of going to cheat just a little bit. I'm going to take this information and I'm going to plug this into the appropriate file. So if we switch back to that user, and then I'm just going to do a nano on the etc password file. I know this is, oh, we don't even have etc password. Okay, it looks like this machine has actually been really kind of toned down. This is a little bit strange, but what we can probably do, I think maybe we're going way above and beyond what we really need to do, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Because I kind of feel like we should. Okay, what I want to do, I'm not going to bother because it's too much effort, but I want to copy and paste all of this information here and paste it here for my hacker, so I've got a copy of that information. Anyway, never mind, it's a waste of time really, isn't it? Let's go to get the flag.txt file, and there you go, you can see that we've got a nice congratulations. This was actually a really quite fun box. I've actually learned just one or two things from this one. First of all, the PHP bash file is just super useful. I think I've used it once before, but it's super useful. And actually cracking a zip file as well. I once had someone ask me to crack a zip file for them, and yeah, it just seems to be a really good tool. That one we used, which was called, let me close out of this, fcrackzip. Really quick, speedy, as you can see, super fast. Providing you've got a good password list, of course. But yeah, thanks for watching the video. Hope this was useful, and that is Drifting Blues number 6 complete.